Hello, my name is Marie. I'm a life coach. The purpose of this channel is to provide tutorials on topics related to life. The topics include promoting emotional, psychological and physical well-being, promoting relationships, good relationships. The topics will include budgeting, money-saving tips and cost-cutting. The topics will cover talk to me sessions. The tutorials will cover talk to me sessions. How that's going to work is that we're going to work on email, which you can see on my Clacton below. You're going to drop me an email and I'll respond to it. If you would like me to respond to your email to maintain your anonymity, I would respond to your email individually. If you would like certain topics, if you would like me to discuss about certain topics, then I will include those topics in my tutorials. The tutorials will also cover IGF, which is information, guidance and advice on anything that you would, on any topics that you would like to. The tutorials will cover cooking tips and cooking sessions. The tutorials will cover also the DIY session. The DIY, I always believe that it's a matter of creativity, and I believe that there is self-pride and self-content when self-satisfaction, when you know what you can do and how far you can go. Okay, so why I'm doing this channel is that I would like to share my experiences, my skills and knowledge to you. So what's going to be in this channel, we already talk about, the channel is going to cover the topics which I mentioned a few minutes ago about promoting your discovering and promoting your inner self. We know that we are capable, but sometimes we need that little bit of push, but sometimes we don't know where to go and what to do. But that's what the tutorials will be about. My talk to me session will be where will include also one-to-one session. If you want to talk to me on Skype or WhatsApp, then I'll also do that. Okay, for you to have more information about what I do as well, you can go on my website, which is found on the Clacton below, and just follow my website. I will have blogs, you will have an idea about my services as well. So let's start. Today I'm going to talk about 3 factors that affect life, affect people's progress and success. Okay, sometimes at some point in life we all want to progress, we all want to succeed in whatever we've planned or whatever we look forward to, but there are very often 3 factors that are hindrance of our progress. Okay, factor number one is fear, and fear is self-made because different people create or have different emotions in different situations. Okay, different emotion, different feelings about different things. If we have a new idea, it comes along with fear because obviously we don't know how that's going to work or what's going to happen. The first thing that we need to do is to identify, analyze what exactly is the issue. Why are we having this feeling? Why is triggering those emotions? Okay, what's happening? And once we analyze our fear, what exactly is the main cause and the main root, we're going to identify the limitation that is posing. Okay, I would take an example of the mountain. Okay, a mountain is, why the mountain? It's because we just decided, for whatever reason, we feel that now we want to do something about nature. We want to get close to nature, we want to connect to nature, and we want to discover a little bit more, have this freedom, have this breeze, explore the valleys and all this. However, there's something that's triggering certain emotion. For example, we get this resistance. Okay, we are apprehensive about how we can go forward or whether we can go forward or not. So now identified the limitation. The mountain, when we think about it, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just nature. It's gifted to us. But however, when we analyze the cause of our fear, we find out that we have a fear of height, which has got nothing related to a mountain. It's only that when we sit down and look at it, oh, it's very hard, and what will happen when I reach the top of it? But this is secondary. The main idea is that how to get the steps and the steps and the steps, and where we can reach where we want to go, reach our goals, know where we want to go, and reach that point. Okay, so what we can, once we analyze it, we identify where the fear come and where the emotions are erupted from, then we know that it's posing limitation to our progress. Okay, then what the next step we need to do as well is to try to cross the barriers now, because when we analyze it, we find out, okay, that's the height. We identify the limitation, which obviously would be, I believe, the self-confidence, being apprehensive, and know that's because we are not that confident, we are not going to move forward, and that we're going to perhaps go 5-6 steps back, which obviously is going to hindrance our progress significantly. So how to cross the barriers now is just find the ideas about, okay, is it that I need to build that confidence? Is it that I need to get some more information about where I'm going to go, what I need to do, and how I'm going to get there? Is it that because there is some apprehensive, there is this fear of height that causing an impact on my ability to move forward? And then we need to find out whether we need professional help or whether we need further guidance or information or any further advice that would benefit us to manage this fear and to be able to move forward, to cross those barriers and challenges. Okay, the second factor that I would like to talk about as well would be ego and pride. Okay, these are our ego and pride is the self, is a perception of self, is a perception, our perception or our idea or how we view ourselves, how important we are, and where we reach, how we, you know, who we became and who we are. So we might be confident in one area, we might be successful in one area. However, it's going to be, we find it difficult to move to the next step because of this confidence that we have developed, of this importance of self that we have developed and that we know and that we're used to. Okay, again, we will use the analysis. We will sit down and analyze. Okay, I'll give an example. If you're an entrepreneur, you will need to be able to adapt to change. You will need to change. You will need to, because that's how business works. That's how, as an entrepreneur, that's what life is about. Life is changing every day. Okay, the earth itself is turning round and round and round. So everything is not static. Everything is keep on changing constantly. If we have a certain ego, if we have developed a certain pride in certain area where we have been very, very successful and it works, then we need to think about if we want to progress further. Because sometimes in business, as an entrepreneur as well, it is said that if we sit down at comfort zone, we are not going at the same pace as it should be for change, because everything is changing, everything is updating. We need to keep up and be able to update ourselves and update what we need to do. So when we analyze exactly what's causing this ego, we find out that, okay, there's limitation now to my progress. And how to overcome those barriers now is that I'll need to talk to someone about it. I'll need to accept that this is a new venture for me. this is something new. I have some limitation, however, I'll work on it. I'll try to get some advice. I'll try to talk to someone. Forget about how important I am or how good I am in certain things, but I need to be good in what I want to progress on. So for that reason, I'll need to talk to someone. I'll need to get advice. I'll need to put my ego down and say, look, let's start from scratch. Okay? So those are the three elements, I would say, that would benefit or would be used to address this matter of ego and pride affecting our progress and success. Okay, the third element, the third factor would be our perception and our attitude. Okay, we have been brought up, our perception comes up, the way we've been brought up, comes up with our culture, comes up with what we've been taught and how we've been used to things. But if you want to progress, we need to change that, because progress is change. Okay, so you will need to think about your own perceptions and perhaps try to develop the ability to see things the way others see it. Because there is change, someone else has seen it differently. That's why there's the change. And for us, for you to be able to move along with that and to progress in a new domain, a new venture, you will need to think about your perception. You will need to think about how to shift and how to move towards different perception, how to see the world differently in the way others views it as well. And the attitude, the approach you bring to it. Because, for example, someone can say, okay, I'm used to it. I'll used to do this way. That's how it's going to. You will have this attitude of being resistant to change. So this attitude will need to be to change. And you will be able to change it if you change your perception of things, how you see things, whether you are flexible, whether you can, try to drift a little bit out of your comfort zone, out of what you have been so far has been good to you, has been good for you, has worked for you. But let's try to identify a little bit about what's going on as well and how we're going to change, because something is needed somewhere. Okay, so again, analyze your perception, analyze the way that you see things, you develop yourself into certain to have certain attitude and approach towards certain aspect. So once you do that, you will know your limitation. You will know your limitation. Why those limitations exist and what is hindering the progress. Work on those limitations, cross those barriers, defeat the challenges. And again, to summarize everything, I would say all these relate to a matter of discovering your inner self. Know who you are, because remember, you've got the power. You've got the power to overcome that fear. Okay? You have the power to cross the barriers, because when you think about ego and pride, there's something which says no one is too big, no one is too small. Okay? You know your perception, you've seen the world in a certain way. Now you need to move a little bit. You need to discover yourself, what you can do, what you can bring, how you're going to move toward this change, how you're going to cross those barriers. Okay? It's just a matter of knowing yourself. Okay? So what you can do now, subscribe to my channel, go on my website. You will know a little bit about the thing that I do and the services that I offer. And come back to me. We'll talk about topics that you would like to follow my tutorials. There will be the next one perhaps in a month or perhaps in 2 weeks time, depending on your email. So follow the Clapton below. There will be my email address. There will be my website. I am on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I've got my blog as well. So keep in touch. Thank you very much for listening. See you next time.